You're thinking one of two things. One, wow, that guy is so dressed up. Two, damn, he looks good. You gotta do this for New Year's Eve. Maybe not quite this much, but you gotta look nice. Please, look nice. You gotta have good food too. You know, that's where I'm gonna come in. Right now, that's just a big cutting board filled with ribs. In a little while, it's gonna be your New Year's Eve honey garlic spare ribs. So good, so good. Can't cook in a tux jacket. I guess I could. I am, after all, Sam the cooking guy, but we're gonna leave it right there. And I'm gonna get something that I have never used before for a special reason. An apron. Oh, it just happens to be Sam the cooking guy apron. How cool is that? We're gonna take these ribs and we're not just gonna cut them into individual ribs, but we're gonna cut them into small little appetizer size. That's the way to go.
Looking for hacky sack that was upstairs.
Yeah, this one right there.
I have it. Your kids are waiting.
Everything else okay?
I was minding my own.
No, I saw you creeping around. Yeah. Hold for somebody's phone. You know, there's a reason people shoot in studios and not in their own frickin' kitchen. Okay, all the guests now are turning their stuff off.
Get that shit off.
You have a couple choices when you do this, as I'm saying. You can... Phone's ringing again. It's Kelly's brother, Brian. What he does is he calls the cell phone first. If he doesn't get an answer there, then he calls the house phone. As I was saying, you have a couple of choices. You can cut these ribs individually and serve them big like this. What I like to do, and the reason I have this apron on, is I like to cut them into appetizer size, which is, you know, little 1.5 inch guys. And all you need to do is take a big cleaver and do that. Trust me when I'm going to tell you right now. Don't do it on a regular cutting board. Regular cutting boards are soft wood. They're not meant for that. This is a hardwood board. This is meant for it. You don't want to do this yourself. If you don't have that, you don't have a big cleaver, because a regular knife is not going to do it for you, give them to your meat guy and have him cut these things. Zip down the middle. Cut away. I'm suggesting these are one of your New Year's Eve items. I'm also going to suggest that if you're not comfortable with a big cleaver, leave them whole. Oh, and you've put your oven on to 325. Here's my thinking about New Year's Eve. Because it goes late, if people come over at like 7 o'clock, you're gonna have to feed them a ton of food. So pick a time, 9 o'clock. So now you're just left with the obligation of appetizers. Will it be dinner? No, no, no. We'll have good appetizers. Why don't you come about 9 o'clock? The people you're not so crazy about? No, we'll have appetizers. Why don't you come about 11:45? Play it smart. You get these guys all cut. Look it. I am so glad I'm wearing a Sam the Cooking Guy apron. We have a little bit of an audience today. Some friends that work at Legoland came down. They're over there. There's promises of a Lego version of Sam the Cooking Guy by the end of the show. Keep our fingers crossed. 5, 4, 3. I got it. And they're going in the oven for like an hour. It's no problem. We're gonna grab a bowl and just scoot them all in here. I'm not stereotyping or anything, but perhaps this is best done by a man. Not because they can do it better, but because they'll definitely enjoy it. Ribs, raw, meat, and now we're gonna take a bunch of garlic powder and over the top. Now we mix it. We take our ribs, we drop them in a big pan like this. We're gonna grab a little lumi. One of the Lego guys is British. He doesn't know what lumi is. It's aluminium foil to him. Aluminium. Don't know why they have to be different, but they are. Middle rack, 1 hour, 60 minutes. They're covered. This is the part that's gonna make them tender and nice. When they come out, we're gonna sauce them. They're gonna go back in. So now we need to make our little sauce. Alrighty then. We need a little pot to make our sauce. And only a few ingredients go in there. Garlic, soy, cider vinegar while we're here, and honey, pepper. In goes soy, screw it. Honey, garlic, spare ribs. Little cider vinegar, pepper, garlic. Honey, garlic, spare ribs. Lego people, 2 or 3 cloves of garlic.
3.
3 cloves of garlic.
Always 3.
Another clove. Another clove. Now this, right here, it's going on the heat for 5 minutes. You're just trying to bring all the flavors together and stuff. The messy part's done. I actually don't need my apron anymore. This Sam the Cooking Guy apron. Somebody over here said, why don't you tell people where you can get that? I'm thinking that's kind of cheap, telling people they can go to my website, thecookingguy.com, to buy an apron. I don't, you know what? I'm not all about that. But our ribs are ready. You know there's going to be steam, so be very careful pulling this foil off. I don't want this liquid though. Just pour it off. Now the sauce just goes on. See all the big chunks of garlic in there? Give it a little stir, make sure everybody gets covered. And now they go back in, uncovered, and we turn it up to 350. Half an hour every 10 minutes, pull it out, give it a stir, put it back in. It's been a half an hour, I've given them the switcheroo, coated them with sauce, and now look, they're tender. Honestly, it's crazy. I think I might have made them too tender. You grab some green onions and a knife. This is all about decoration. You take a little bit of the green business and you do this right on top. Happy freaking New Year. And we get one. Oh. Yeah, they are too good for those 11:45 friends. Bust these out early. Honey garlic spare ribs.